Joining me now in an exchange exclusive is CEO Michael Osanloo. Michael, it is great to have you back.
Great to talk to you again. Thank you for having me.
I think we talked maybe around the IPO, so appreciate you coming back on a day like this, where I'm sure you're not thrilled about the stock market reaction, but you're stuck in the middle of a quagmire. So talk to me a little bit about how you navigate this environment.
I think you said it perfectly well, right? Trying to focus in on your stock price on a day like today in a market like today is insane. I think we worry about fundamentals, right? Fundamentally, what I want to do is we want to make sure at Portillo's we're providing an amazing experience for guests. People are getting pounded with price increases everywhere. And so we still want to focus in on amazing value proposition in a great setting with great service and great food. In the longer term, in the medium and longer term, that will take care of everything, right? The foibles that are happening right now with commodity prices and some of our labor costs, those will mitigate over time. But that consumer demand is what's really important to us and protecting it.
We talked to the CEO of DineEquity yesterday in Power Lunch. They own Applebee's and IHOP, obviously. He talked a little bit about the prices they're passing along and also the ones that they're not, because he's like, look, our customer is value-minded. We see this as an opportunity to maybe hold back on some price and maybe gain some share. How would Portillo's be approaching this?
Yeah, ironically enough, very similarly. We fundamentally are pricing right now below inflation. So we're just a hair below inflation. So relatively speaking to a consumer, our value proposition has gotten even stronger over the last few months. That's our intent right now, Kelly. We are not going to shrink portions, gouge people on prices. We're going to provide a great value. We're going to take share. And when the hubbub with fuel prices and so on moderates, we feel like that's the right time for us to clean up our P&L. And one of the advantages we have is we have a very strong P&L. We make plenty of money. We can protect our team members and our guests with the strength of our P&L right now.
Can you give us some granularity on the different food and input costs you're seeing? We thought we'd be well past having this discussion by now, but then the Ukraine invasion hit, and we've seen these spikes in wheat, and we've seen these spikes in all sorts of different things. What are you guys experiencing?
Yeah, Kelly, the biggest variable that hit us over the last few weeks is really fuel prices, right? Energy costs affect every single portion of our commodity chain, right? The processing of the beef got more expensive. The shipping it to our restaurants got more expensive. So across the board, fuel costs have caused a lot of pain in the P&L. And we're seeing spikes in certain things, like our cooking oil is up 40%.
Wow.
And this is it's not unique to us. It's just part of the industry right now. And I think right now, as we look at it, it's probably the most stark moment in time. I'm hoping that over the course of the next 30, 60 days, a lot of this should mitigate, right? We will figure out what's going to happen. We'll figure out what happens with gasoline prices.
Final question, and to your point, if we're still talking about this in another 3 months' time, God forbid, we know the price pressures will still be there, but hopefully not to this extent. But labor could definitely remain a challenge. How tight are labor markets where you're looking to add people? What's that doing for wages and just, having the team the size you need it?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I think one thing that I think separates us from some of the others is I don't view labor as a cost. I view it as an investment. Those are our frontline team members who represent the brand, who give guests a great experience. And so 2 anecdotes for you. We opened a drive-through only restaurant in Joliet, Illinois. And we're opening a full-service restaurant in St. Petersburg, Florida. We hired 100 people, no problem, in Joliet. We've hired over 120 people, no problem in St. Pete. Amazing team members, great values-driven people. And I think it's because we're paying a very fair wage. We have a great benefit suite, and we genuinely invest in our folks and want to develop them over time. So I think for if you have the right value proposition for people, they will work for you.
The best anecdotes, as we call them, in the restaurant industry. Michael, thank you so much for sharing all the details with us. Great to have you on today.